What's up, my BBs? Welcome back to my channel. Yes, I am a little bit sick. I'm getting over a cold. That's why I sound like that. Please ignore it. Today's video, I will be discussing some of the bullying that I went through in high school. And I've been asked about this a couple times just because I don't really talk about high school days, I guess. Besides my video going through my Finsta, I kind of talked about my relationship history, but I never really kind of talk about the things I went through in high school, and it definitely can give you guys more of an insight to my life and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone's gonna care, but you know, I always say, like, if no one wants to watch it, I'll watch it in the future and like see what I maybe remember things about myself. I don't know. So I have a couple of notes on my phone of what I want to talk about. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing that happened, I would say, was around my sophomore year of high school. So there was a guy I was talking to who lived in my neighborhood. We like flirted for like a little bit, and then we like stopped. I don't know. He was like not a great person. And then my house started getting TP'd, toilet papered, like a couple times. And I had like a little insight on the group chat that was behind it, because one of the guys in there was my best friend's boyfriend, and he was kind of like giving me insight. And like he sent me screenshots, and it was like I had the proof, like I knew it was them. So they probably ended up TPing like 3-4 times my house. The last time was literally the night after homecoming. I had a friend sleep over, and when we woke up, our house was TP'd. And it got to the point where like I wasn't that upset about it, I guess. It was more like I was anxious about my parents' reaction to it, because I just wanted to be like, no, this isn't a big deal, just like forget about it, don't make a big deal, bleh. But they were like obviously not happy. Their house was being vandalized. And so what ended up happening, so it's funny, so my initials are AK, and they named the group chat Project AK-47 of like TPing my house. And looking back, like, that's so immature. Are you kidding me? Do you guys have nothing else better to do? And so basically, like, I had proof it was them, and my dad or one of my parents like called the guy's parents who lived in our neighborhood, and he and like the 3 other people involved had to come clean it up. And it was like, I was like giggling at it because it was like, oh, we caught him, but still it was like that anxiety of like not knowing like if my house was gonna get TP'd, because it was like every weekend for like a couple weeks. And it may sound like I'm overreacting. You guys know I overreact about everything. So that was TPing. That was definitely not the worst thing that happened. Sophomore year was a very stressful time for me. That was the year I did cheer, and the year I did cheer was like, it was just a very stressful year for me. I had school, I had cheer, and I had a job. I don't even know how I did that. Some people do a lot more, but like, I don't know how I did that. And so the next thing that happened, I remember I was at Disneyland with 2 of my friends, and I got a follower request on my account. This is sophomore year. This was long before I had this page, but I got a follower request, and it was Ali_Jew_prude. So I clicked on it, and it was a hate page made about me. This was probably the worst of anything that has happened. So basically, it was kind of just like, I was, because it was nothing that like I never would have expected it. It wasn't like, oh, I know who that is. Like, I was like, who hates me? Like, I don't get it. And like using like anti-Semitic terms like Ali Jew prude, and like I'll never forget that, honestly. It doesn't like scar me, but it's just kind of something that's like, really, like, again, why did someone, like, do they not have anything better to do than make a hate page? So it said, Ali K, I'll show a picture of it here, that this Jew bitch. So one of the pictures is me. It's doing a scorpion with a bent knee at cheer practice. So it says, when you try to look flexible but end up looking like a rat-faced whore. And then there's another one, and it was basically, I was holding like a cup of like hot chocolate, and it was like, can't hide that Jew nose from everyone, or something like that. There were definitely people defending me on it. There were people accusing people of it. I think I might know who it was, but I still, like, the page went down like the next day. Again, for me, I was like, you know what, I don't want to make a big deal out of this, because I don't want to deal with it. Like, whatever, it doesn't hurt me, so like, if it doesn't upset me, why should I have to deal with it? My mom didn't feel the same. I didn't tell her. She found out from someone who, like, apparently, like, that account tried to follow someone who is like the daughter of a family friend or something, and so they told my mom. My mom called me while I was at Disneyland, and I'm like, I don't want to make a big deal out of it, whatever. And so she ended up calling my school, and like they brought me into the office, and I'm like, I know that there's nothing you guys can do, like the account is down now. And so they basically like ended it by saying like, yeah, like, do you know who it could be? But yeah, there's nothing we can do. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I don't know why I was brought in. There's nothing that can be done about this. So that was the hate page. And then I remember this might have been my junior year, but this is like a quick little story. There was one day I was sleeping over at a friend's house, and then the next morning when I went to leave, my car got egged. It was just very random. I had no idea who it could be at all. I still don't know. Like for some of the other things, like the TP my house, I knew. The hate page, I like had a few guesses, but this I had no idea. This was like a year later. Ugh. So now we have my yearbook. This was my sophomore year yearbook. Obviously, I'm not showing like where I went to high school. There's not like that many signatures. I've always kind of had a small circle in high school. But there's just a few things I wanted to read. These, I feel like you guys are going to be hecka shocked when I read these. These were two of my close friends. Close-ish. They were kind of like people who it was better to be on their good side than on their bad side. So I like was very, I want to say like submissive to them, and like just kind of like went along with things, not like in a bad way, but just like agreed with them on whatever. I don't know. And before I read these, there's a lot of talk about me being a slut in these. So when they wrote this, so first of all, I didn't lose my virginity until I went to college. This was my junior year of high school. I guess I was making out with a lot of guys. I got dumped, and I was doing that, like, best way to get over someone is to get under someone else, and, like, I just made out with a lot of people. So that's what they're referring to. And that's not something, like, I'm that proud of, but it is my past, and I'm accepting it. Everyone goes through a hoe phase, or a hoe trilogy, or a hoe life, whatever, you do you. So this says, hello slut. If you haven't already figured it out, you're a major slut. Your tweets are annoying and funny. Some are ironic because you do them too. I used to hate you because you were an annoying brat who hated me just because your friends did. I remember our Facebook Messenger fight. I'm pretty sure I won that. You need to buy me a pizza and buy me some ice cream. Thanks for the barbecue chips though. You're so tiny and I'm proud that you're not so prude anymore. You're a beautiful Jew and I hope you grow boobs and a butt soon. Love you so much. So the next one says, Allie, you're a slut, I hate you. Love, their name. Then, just kidding, you are a slut, but I don't hate you. I love you and your problems very much. I used to not like you because of you know who, but now I do. I like you very much. You're really funny and weird and random, and you have so many problems that you love to talk about, but it's okay, because even when I don't really want to listen, I do anyway because I just love you that much. You hook up with too many guys, you need to calm down and focus on real life situations. Both, friend's name, and I think that you will lose your virginity this summer. I didn't. Because of how crazy you are. You can't let your parents read this because they would probably disown you. But that's okay because you can just live on the street in a box eating only ice cream because that's the only job you'll ever have. I worked at Cold Stone at the time. Anyway, enough insulting you. To be completely honest, I love you so much. You're so pretty and super strange, but I love that about you. Get your stripper money out here and go buy friend chips. I love you. It's honestly, like, I'm ashamed that I was friends with them now. Like, looking back at that, like, why would I let someone treat me that way? Like, I, like, laughed along with it, but, like, I've read this multiple times since they've written it, like, over the past 5 years. And it's, like, every time I read it, I just get more and more shocked, like, wow, I really let people treat me that way. Like, what? That is it for this video, and this is kind of not only me sharing my story, but if anyone is going through similar situations right now, just know, like, be strong and, like, you can come out on top if you are the better person. I was involved in a lot of drama in high school, and I wish I wasn't, but again, my thing is, like, I can't do anything to go back and change the life I lived. All I can do is live a good life now and make better decisions now and learn from my mistakes. And so, I'm not about to cry, I'm just about to cough.
Yeah, Allie, you're getting over being a cold. You have a sore throat. Why not make a video of you talking for 20 minutes?
Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Go give it a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't. I put out new videos weekly. My posting schedule hasn't really been that consistent lately, but love you guys. Bye.